Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how to do a slightly more detailed keyring kind of thing. It can be whatever you want, using a hand-drawn sketch. Yeah. So what I've done is I've done a really, really rough version. You can see that of a map of Australia because I come from Australia. I'm going to use that as the basis for a little keyring thing I'm going to make. Yeah. Whatever sketch you want to use, whether it's something that you've sketched yourself, whether it's something that you've taken from the internet. Yeah, but obviously, when you're creating your own ideas, it would be good to create stuff that you've sketched yourself. So I'm going to show you how to import a sketch. I'm going to talk a little bit about splines and about creating shapes, about using text, and then extruding and filleting, which you already know. Okay. So in the end, the document, the thing that we're going to create is going to look something like this. And you can see that I've just created I'll look at it from the top. So I've created a map of Australia that I sketched out. I've got the AUS being Australia, I've got the circle, I've got the fillets and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. So that's what we'll end up doing. Let me see whether I can click like that. You can see that I've got a mouse now. With my mouse, it's really easy for me to zoom in and out. It's also easy when I hold down the scroll button to pan. This is called panning. And also when I use my right-hand mouse button, I can do things like this. I can orbit around. It gets you really confused really, really quickly. But if you go back to one of these things here, you can pretty quickly get back to where you started from. Okay. So what we'll do is we're going to go to Onshape. I'm going to go and first of all, I'm going to import the sketch. So as you saw that sketch that I showed you in my book, I just took a screenshot of it. I airdropped it to my downloads. So it's there in my downloads. So what I need to do is I need to bring it into Onshape. Yeah, I've already done it, but I'll show you how I do it. Yeah, so I go to create, I import a file, and I'd import it from my downloads. There it is there. I'd probably name it nicely. You know, you know how much I like naming things correctly. And it's going to upload it and it's going to put it into here. Okay, it's a bit slow and it's a bit clunky. I'm not particularly totally pleased with Onshape and everything that it does, but you can see that it's there. Okay, it's going to take a while to actually show the thumbnail. And in actual fact, I'm going to delete this one. I'll send that to trash because that's the one that I'll use that one. It's exactly the same one. Okay, so I'm going to create a document. I'm going to call AUS3 and I'm going to start by creating a sketch on the top plane. Yeah, so sketch on the top plane, and I'll turn the front and the right. Actually, I'll turn off the top as well, so I can just see that. I'll put that like that. Ooh, that looks good. Now I'm looking at it directly from above. Yeah, so I'm in Sketch. In Sketch 1, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert an image. And it says in the current document there are no image files available, but if I go to other documents in my Onshape, yeah, I've got that image there. Okay, so it's that image there, and I should be able to click and drag. It takes a while. It's kind of clunky. Yeah, I'm just going to click it and I'm going to drag it, and I'm just going to put it there. I'm not going to bother too much about it being perfectly in the right size or the right shape or anything like that. I can worry about that later on. Yeah, really, what you're looking at here is working out how to use all the different tools. Okay, so that's it. That's the first sketch. Yeah. Now I could call this. I could rename this, and I'm going to call this my hand sketch. Yeah. And then I'm going to do a new sketch. Yep. And on which plane? I'm going to do it on the top plane there. Yep. And then I can get started sketching. Now I'm going to sketch using a thing called a spline. So rather than straight lines and circles and squares and things, I'm going to use this thing called a spline. Yeah. You've probably seen it in other programs as well. Yeah. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I'm just going to start clicking and just following this line around. It's a bit unpredictable in the way that it does its curves, and I'm not particularly happy with it. But there's not a lot of choice. I've kind of done a little bit of googling around to try and find out whether there's something better, but they don't seem to. It doesn't seem to have anything much better than this. So I'm just going to kind of roughly go around here until I'm happy with it. And it will automatically come to the top and it'll go and show me this little yellow square and say, is that where you want to go? And I say, yeah, that's good. Okay, so that's it finished. I'm going to turn the hand sketch off. So I've just got that. And you can see it doesn't look too bad. Yeah. I can grab each of these handles. Oh, no, I can't. I'm going to undo. I have to hit escape. I'll turn the hand sketch off. I'll go to that sketch number 1, and yep, I'm editing that sketch. So I should be able to grab each of those and I can sort of start playing around with them to get them right. Yeah, so if I'm not completely happy with that, I can move that down, I can move that around. I could even, if I wanted to, add some spline points. So if I wanted to add a spline point, so I can have a little bit more control in the way that I move the shapes around. So I can do that. Then I hit escape, so I'm no longer touching. I'm not sorry. I hit escape, so I'm no longer playing with the spline points. So now I can move things around and have a little bit more control. Yeah, but I'm happy with that. That's fine. I don't care too much about that. And that's okay. So I'm going to call that, I'm not going to bother renaming that. Let's just call that sketch number 1. Yeah. So that's that done. Yeah. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle around it. I'm going to put some text on it. Maybe I'll put a hole in it as well so that I can put a keyring on it too. So another sketch. So I might just rename this. I'll rename this Oz. And then do another sketch. I'm going to do the sketch on the top plane again. And I'm going to do, because this might be interesting, a 3-point circle. So I reckon I want the circle to go from there to about there. And then where do I want it? About there. Yeah. Again, I haven't got any dimensions and I'm just going to leave it like that. That's fine. Yeah. So that's my circle. Yeah, that's fine. So I might even, you don't have to rename everything, but it does make it easier when you need to make some changes. Okay. And I might actually, can I move that circle around? I don't think I can move that circle around. What I might be able to do is I might be able to get Oz. I might be able to edit Oz. No, I can't. Yeah, the moving around thing, I don't seem to have much luck in that. So my circle's there. Sorry, turn the circle back on. I've got that. Now I'm going to do my last piece of sketching. Again, I'm going to do the sketching on the same plane. I'm going to do it on there. And I'm going to put some text and I'm going to put it kind of there. And it's just going to say AUS. And I don't like any of the fonts that they have. I'm going to use this stencil one just because it's there. Mind you, let's have a look at Remo. Yeah, they're all that rubbish. What if it's bold? Oh, yeah, that'll look all right. Just like that. Yeah, so let's just go, yep, okay, whatever. It's a bit too big. Can I move it so that it fits a bit better? Let's see, can I move it so it fits a bit better, but it doesn't? That's all right. If I wanted to change it, I could go to dimensioning tools. I could click like that. Can I do it? Come on. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to click and then click again. Let's make it 70, so it's not quite so big. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm left with, if I go to there, sorry, I'm left with the circle, the map of Australia, and the AUS. Like, oh, I wanted to draw I wanted to create a key tag thing on as well. So I might just go to circle, and I'm going to go and edit that sketch. Go up to the top again, and I'll just draw a. I wonder what an ellipse is going to look like. Let's have a look at ellipse. Let's draw an ellipse, kind of there. That could be cool. Yeah, what do you think? So, draw an ellipse, kind of there and there. So that could be fun to have a little keyring with a longer ellipsy kind of a thing there. Yeah. Hit OK. Okay, good. No worries. I'll go to there. Oh, sorry, I can never get the right corner. Which one? It's that corner there. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make the circle. I'm going to make that go down, and I'm going to make it 14 millimeters thick. Okay, and you can see if I look, you can see the hole's already there. Yeah, so it's already kept that hole there. That's good. And then I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to extrude the that map. I'm going to extrude that down, and I'm going to have it remove. The other one was 14 millimeters, so let's make that 10 millimeters. Yeah, deep, and hit OK. So that looks good, yeah. And then I'm just, so you can see it looks kind of like that. And then the last thing that I need to do is I need to do my Australia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and extrude that, and I'm going to have it down, and I'm going to have it not blind. I'm going to have it up to the next, so it goes down to the next face and hit OK, and then I'm left with that. Yeah, that looks all right, doesn't it? Filleting, yeah. Is that where I was going to go to next? So, importing a sketch splines, we did some shapes, we just did some text, we've just extruded it, we're going to do some filleting. I mean, you faff around with filleting as much as you like. Depending on how detailed your shape is, sometimes you really struggle to get a good fillet, yeah? So I'm going to try that Australia one first and see whether I can get a fillet on that. So it actually works with 1.5 millimeters, but if I try with 3 millimeters, 3 millimeters works. That's good. I wonder whether I can do this side as well. Oh, look, I can fillet both. So if I can fillet both, then I'll do that. Before when I was playing, it didn't work, and it was looking really bad. But that looks quite good with that fillet there. Yeah, um, I'm going to struggle to fillet anything like that. I think that filleting that, if I can fillet it even 1 millimeter, I'd be lucky. Can I fillet at 1 millimeter? No. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, good. And then obviously I could fill at the bottom as well. I'm not going to bother, but I could fill at that. I clearly would like to fill it that, and I'm going to fill it that and that as well. And I wonder how much I can do. Can I do 3 millimeters? Let's see what 3 millimeters do it. Yeah, well, if I go too far, what's going to end up happening, obviously, is I'm going to end up with a hole there. Yeah, but you can see that that's kind of my finished product. Yeah, so I'll show you around it. But that's me creating a very, very simple keyring using a sketch that I've imported myself. Okay, so I've used text, I've used a shape that I've imported myself, and I've used some regular shapes. I reckon you could do something like that. Yeah, pretty easily. Use your imagination, see what you can do. Okay.